23-7 for Kevin O'Connell's first win as new head coach. He had 184 receiving yards and 2 TDs. Who does he think he is? Saquon Barkley? What is he, the Saquon Barkley of receivers? Aaron Rodgers finished 22 for 34 passing, 195 yards, no touchdowns. Here is Rodgers himself on the mistakes the Packers made in the game.
Well, there's some execution issues for sure that didn't allow us. The pick was a real dumb decision by me, but the play was a good play, and we totally blocked it wrong. We're supposed to block a certain way. Z came basically untouched, and the back had to block him. I had to roll to the left. I guess that was a fumble. But just stuff like that, where we have a down-the-field shot. If we just block it the way we know we're supposed to block it, there's going to be an opportunity to take a shot down the field. We don't. I got to move. I should throw it away. I don't. I fumble, take the ball back, get 3 points. So that's one example. There were probably 3 or 4 others.
He's pointing to himself, but really he's pointing to every. Yeah. All right. So, Keith, I was going to ask you more of a concern for the Packers, the O-line or the receivers, but what Rodgers just said there, under the guise of saying I take responsibility, he's really pointing to everybody else.
Well, no, look, okay, so he started off by saying we make some mistakes, we do some stuff, blah, 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 but he's saying that the offensive line and the protection needs to go a certain way, but he can't remove himself from throwing the interception because it was stupid to let the ball go. You throw it away. When the protection breaks down and you get flushed out of it, you don't try to make something magical happen. And he realized that, but he had to put himself in there after having that, saying what he said. Sure. He could not remove himself because then people like you and Jay would certainly jump on top of that and catch it just like you did.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about last year? If these two teams were playing, I would have probably said, Justin Jefferson is probably the second best player, maybe third best player on the field because Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers are there. But, he was the best player on the field yesterday.
Yeah. The
best player on the field. 9 catches, 184 yards, 2 TDs. Look at the work he's put in.
But see, that's single coverage, man. Come on.
Okay.
This kid has taken the NFL by storm. And you got him out there running up against one dude. You don't scheme that way. And Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator, certainly made that mistake, and he'll fix it next time around. Well, the reason I say this, if you go back to last year, what happened in week 1 for the Packers? They got run out of the building.
Yep.
They got run out of the building.
Although they had an excuse because Rodgers hadn't practiced all preseason.
No, he didn't practice all preseason again.
No, but he was holding out, sort of. Yeah, it was almost like a holdout.
Yeah, same thing, man. No difference. No same thing.
Yeah, by the way, 100% I'm with Key on this one. Rodgers in the beginning of the season, they could even get buried with the record. Everyone's going to write him off. Yeah. Remember when he's the type of dude they're down 2-3 games in the division, then win 7 in a row.
Let's make a bet. Got to make some adjustments.
Yeah. Y'all taking the Packers to win the division?
Yep.
Okay, I'll take the Vikings.
What's
the bet? How much you betting me, Max?
$1.
No.
I bet you $1.
Say it with your chest.
I'm gonna do
dinner.
I'm gonna stay with the Packers.
Yeah.
I had them in the beginning of the season. I'm staying with them now.
It is the beginning of the season.
I mean preseason. It's one damn game.
Yeah, right.
What? It's one game. It's one game. Minnesota looks great. It's one game. One game, Jay.
888-SAY-ESPN, 729-3776. What INT here is 2 after the game.
Oh, it feels awesome. It feels awesome having someone like Tyreek. I'll keep saying this due to cheat code. It's not easy covering this guy. When he's motioning, when he's running routes off of motions and doing his thing. So I love it.
All right. Did Tua show enough to prove that he and Tyreek could be a dangerous duo, Kid?
He really did. It's amazing to see because putting the ball in both Waddle's hands and Tyreek's hands, whether it's down the field, intermediate or short, because they got speed to burn, they certainly showed us that against the New England Patriots. Doesn't mean that it's going to carry for the rest of the season, but in week 1, it certainly looked good. Before I move on to Jay, I just want to say one thing. Jay is like Don King. Okay? Whoever wins, he jumps in that corner.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, does it benefit me if I bet on them? This is what you get to understand about a degenerate gambler like myself, Keith.
Yes.
My favorite teams are teams that win me money. So when you win money, you become happy. And for me, there's something extra special about when I see Tua do well. And by the way, I like to say, regardless if Tua looked spectacular yesterday, This is Tyreek Hill's team. I mean, literally off the first 8 routes, he was targeted 5 times. I mean, so he's
Spent all that money, better use him.
He's done his thing.
You gotta use him.
And by the way, here's the stat for you. Tua's 4-0. Is it 4-0, Yates?
4-0.
4-0 versus Bill Belichick. Just want to start pushing that little thing.
Listen, what Key said about those weapons, everyone's like, oh, it's a deep threat. It takes the lid off. It's so much more than that. Yeah. They're a home run threat wherever they touch the ball, anywhere on the field. So they're a deep threat, but they're a deep threat even if they're not deep. You know, they're always, and that is going to really help the offense. Our guys on either side of the field.
As long as he could toss them the football, he'll be okay.
Yeah, 5-yard pass gets you 50 yards.
If he can just dink and dunk them and hopefully somebody missing, they can put their foot in the ground and go, he'll have a job for the rest of his career.
Man, it feels great hearing Keyshawn talk positively about Tua. Moving on.
What's next, Yates? On after that, Jay. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Packers at Vikings.
Justin Jefferson and the Vikings beat the Packers 23-6.
At Bengals.
Joe Burrow's 5 turnovers and a missed kick by Evan McPherson cost the Bengals. Burrow threw a career-high 4 interceptions and lost a fumble in the team's loss. Also sacked 6 times. Of course, he did bring them all the way back and tied the game they should have won.
Should have won the Super Bowl, too.
Yeah, that's true. Steelers 23, Bengals 20 in overtime. How much is Joe Burrow to blame for the Bengals' loss, Key?
I think it's a lot to blame, but it's not him personally. It's just week 1, 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions, certainly put them behind the 8 ball. And I understand he brought them back, made it interesting in the end. They didn't finish the deal, so some of it falls on the shoulder. It's week 1 of the season. I'm not ready to trade him, cut him, or anything else. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, right, week 1.
Mitchell Trubisky was all right, but I give a lot of credit to that Steelers defense, though. I mean, their defense was on point. T.J. Watt was an absolute beast. Forced the Bengals into 5 times. They turned them over for 6 points on the board. But concerning for the Steelers moving forward, T.J. Watt out and Najee Harris out with the high ankle sprain. So moving forward, some issues.
The biggest key thing for me out of this game that I take away, other than the 5 turnovers, is the 6 sacks. I thought we fixed this offensive line. We went out and spent money in the offseason. We brought in guys. Yeah. Hey, it looks the same as it was a year ago.
Let me guess something. Burrow's going to spend a career being sacked a lot and throwing some picks. Because talk about Daboll not afraid to lose. The dude isn't playing not to lose. He's playing to win, so he's going to take some chances.
Hey, if you get 1 championship out of his career, that's fine.
That would mean 2 Super Bowl appearances.
Brett Favre threw the football to a lot of teams in his career. How did that work out for the Green Bay Packers and for him?
Worked out pretty good. Guys, what's next, Yates?
Patriots at Dolphins.
Mike McDaniel era starts with a win. Dolphins beat the Patriots handily, 20-7. Tua passed for 270 yards and a TD. Patriots' second-year quarterback Mac Jones threw for 230.
The defense for the Chargers looked good down the stretch. I mean, they gave up that lead. Right, I was getting worried about it, but then Khalil Mack and company, they look good down the stretch.
Yeah, and reports of Khalil Mack's demise have been greatly exaggerated.
That's always been their thing, where like their defense was. Like, run defense, one of the last in the league last year. So, like, that's a huge step for them.
They got a nice defense.
They look all right.
Defense is nice.
Here's my thing.
It's only going to get better, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Let's hear from Justin Herbert. All those wideouts. What's up, Justin?
I think a great thing that we do is we're able to shuffle guys around and play multiple positions. Keenan is an incredible athlete at the F. Definitely tough to play without him. But when you put in DeAndre Carter and you're able to change Josh Palmer from Z to X, Mike can play all those positions too. And then Gerald, and you got another tight end there that can make some plays. So you have guys that are interchangeable and able to step up when something goes down.
See, I don't know and I understand Jay, because Jay will get all excited about this. I don't understand when you're watching him and you're watching the other quarterbacks that came out his same year. I don't even understand how you don't even how you pass on that.
Okay, wait, this is a good transition because I love Justin Herbert, right? He's the first guy that made me think that dude is just different than everyone else, including Josh Allen, everyone to me, except since Patrick Mahomes. But I got to talk about Patrick Mahomes. That's my biggest thing from yesterday. Patrick Mahomes, it's so people understand. I knew he was going to have an enormous season this year because he doesn't have his best target anymore, but now that's going to force him to spread it
They
around.
may not make the playoffs though.
He doesn't have, he doesn't
Their
have
defense.
He doesn't have the dude who can bail him out in these crazy situations. So now he's going to be forced to spread it around. And Patrick Mahomes, last year, by far the worst season of his career, led the fourth best offense in the game, hosted the AFC Championship game. This dude is different than anyone I've ever seen, because to me he's Aaron Rodgers in terms of the precision and the off-schedule stuff, plus Brett Favre because people like him. He's fun. He's drawing it up in the dirt, only without Favre's interceptions. The dude is unbelievable, and I don't think it's right to compare other quarterbacks to him. I think there's Patrick Mahomes.
Thank you.
And then I think everyone else is fighting to see who should be compared to Patrick Mahomes. Here he is, man who's hosted 4 AFC Championship games in the first 4 years as a starter with 2 Super Bowl appearances and a championship. Here he is on the game where he just threw 5 touchdowns with no interceptions to set it off. Here he is after the game.
I mean, I'm very comfortable with him. You saw the guys stepped up and made plays, tough contested catches. Like Juju and Marquez did a great job with that. And then obviously the tight ends played well and the running backs played well. The only one I was missing was McCole. I owed McCole 2 touchdowns. So I was glad I got him with the one at the end there. But, I mean, he was getting open, and he's had a good camp getting open on those routes. I just have to connect on those if we want to continue to get better.
Yeah, this dude has to I threw him a couple touchdowns. I threw him a touchdown. Get ready for this all year. He's going to be spreading this ball around. Key, before we get out, you co-sign that? You're going to spread it around?
Oh, absolutely. That was the whole thing initially when they got rid of Tyreek Hill. Oh, my God, what are they going to be able to do? It's just going to look different. They're going to be able to do the same things. He'll be able to methodically move the team down the field, put the points on the board. It's just going to look different to you.
Looked pretty good yesterday. Before I tell you that, we want to hear from you. I was going to go right into the read, but 888-729-3776. What was the biggest thing you saw yesterday, the thing you're burning to talk about?
I can't believe you. What?
Plus, is Trey Lance already overwhelmed? Let's have a big overreaction.
One guy gives 3 interceptions, another guy gives 4.
I can already do the next segment. Key's going